Hi everyone, it's Rosemary Maris from Maris Art. Here's a very different book I've made that is a circus book. I found all these images on Pinterest and they reminded me of when I was a child, so I thought I'd make a book. This one is very different. Um, it's got it's just got 5 pages in it, but as you can see it's pretty full of stuff. That's the spine. This beautiful little fellow on it. He's got bling on his buttons. And this is the back. For a change, I did it sideways on. So that means it opens this way. So in here, I love doing this because I don't usually use all these different pattern papers, but I got them. These are little puppets in there. See, he plays his violin, and they're actually held in with magnets, and they're all jointed. He looks a little stilted. I think his legs are a bit too short, but that's the way he came. So there's another set of these at the back. This one's got the ringmaster, the little monkey that plays his violin, and the clown. And here I've got a little flower, rick-rack braid, which I used to have on my clothes when I was a kid, and little flags here. This I wanted to be held down with a magnet, but it's too thick to hold, so I just put a magnet and this little clip on it, as you can hear, holds it in place. So it's a little pull out with the clown, and again the spotty paper, I would never have used it in anything else. So some of the images are rather weird, like him being arrested and beaten up for stealing things. And he looks a bit scary. So if you don't like clowns, don't look at this book, because some of them are really off-putting, but they're fun. This one's got a fly on the end of his nose. That's why he looks like that. A little bit of bling there on each one. So the next page has the Ringling Brothers and those little flags and a flower. And then this one has a pocket with this scary looking clown on it, which were little things. I was going to cut them out in a circle, and then I thought, oh no, I'll just cut them out the way they are. And then there's these cards, doing a handstand, taking his mask off, and there's another mask underneath. He looks rather superior. And he looks a bit surprised. And this one's really weird because if you look where his head is, there's no way it could be in that spot. If it's out of proportion. It's in the wrong spot. And he's waving at you saying, hello. And over the page, we have some little windmills. This is interesting. These Chinese men are having a tea party, but they're actually hung up by their hair, which is quite bizarre. And then he's showing the other one something. He's looking at the Chinese men and going, oh, look, they're hanging up by their hair. And there's a little ticket as well. Then this page here, this is really hard to do. It's got another one of those posters. Some of them came out with pixelated, but I think it adds to their look, makes them look more enchanting to me. Like this one is actually a little bit pixelated. If you know what that means, it's like a blurred picture. This little fella here has got sequins all around him. I made him a little umbrella here, and this is actually a piece of leather that's tied around these poles for him to walk on. Tightrope. This one here, on my blog, I've got how I made these little knobs here. I've got photographs of how I made it, so there's a little tutorial on how I made those little knobs there. So there's some more little faces and the big clowns, and then these doors open up and they're held with magnets, of course, and it's got these clowns in there. Another poster. These are actually brads, a little bit of music paper, lots of bling there, little flower that I dyed, and these fellows all sitting on top of one another. In this one, there's a 3D pocket, so you can see it on the side. And I had lots of things left over. I love these paper clips that are actually little arrows, which holds the book in place. So the photos I had left over, I thought I'd make a book. So it's got bling on it, some flowers, nice ribbon holding it. As I say, some of these are really bizarre, the faces on them, and why would you choose to have these faces for children? And that cat, like, wow. The balancing man. I don't know why it's got a ruler up the side of it, but that's what it had. And a woman clown, which is very unusual to see. I think this is a bit more of a modern picture than the other ones. And then monkeys, dogs, two singing clowns, somebody on a bicycle. Oh, these are interesting. Little pom-poms. Some more clowns. This is a ribbon with stars on it. Just put that back in there. Come on. And then down here. Oh, you're getting very friendly, little monkey. These are not held on with magnets because it's the last page, so you don't need to. So there's a monkey, the clown, and this ring, sort of ringmaster lady. Oops, where's your legs? She's rather sweet. So there's something for you to play with in here as well. Now, they've all got pockets. So in the pockets, I actually found these black and white photos, which I remember, because I'm 75, I remember circuses like this. You don't get circuses like this anymore with the animals because animal rights people have stopped it. And I remember the girls all dressed in sparkly things riding them. And also the lion tamers. And it always used to scare me because they'd come and put up this cage thing in the ring, but it looked so flimsy. It looked as if, you know, a lion jumped at it, it would just fall over and they'd come and eat you. So I used to be a bit scared of that. Here's one of the bareback riders, but with dogs. And there's one of those beautiful girls. I used to go, oh, I'd love to do that. Look how amazing it is. He's holding her there with his trunk. This one has the tiger trainer. Very exotic. And I remember them jumping through hoops of fire like that and going, oh, they'll burn themselves. That is an amazing thing to make an animal do because they're just terrified of fire. So that was a very brave tiger. Here's the bareback rider. I used to think they were so clever. They were like ballerinas on the back of the horse. And the trapeze artists, who in those days didn't have a net. It's like if you fell down, you broke your back. It's like, yeah. Here's another one of those ballerina type bareback riders. And the beautiful horses with their plumes on their heads. And the ringmaster used to go up with his whip, and they used to stand up on their hind legs like that. So did the elephants. And the elephants used to stand on these little tiny, tiny sort of raised barrel things, which I used, and then rear up with on their hind legs. So it was amazing memories. So when I was making this, it was like memory, memory, memory. So I really enjoyed it. Hope you did too. So share, like, subscribe. See you. Bye.